Hi, Guido Fox here. Welkom bij een nieuw seminar. Today I want to talk with you about Gautam Buddha, the famous spiritual teacher from 500 years before Christ. So this was Buddha, and Buddha was living 560 years before Christ, so he was before Christ. He was a famous teacher in more the Nepal, Indian area, and not as Jesus in Judea, Egypt, although also Jesus was making his rounds through India and through other countries to spread the word of God. And also Buddha was traveling around. At least he was a lot of times in a forest to come to peace and escaped out of society. I want to discuss with you in this seminar all the lessons he gave to us. To have some summary there, right? Otherwise I talk here for hours and hours and for 5 hours. I try to make it a little bit shorter than that. Tell something about his background, what was his talents and where he was good in. But most of all the teachings, the spiritual teachings to come more by peace, come more by a relaxing state, to become more by peace of mind, right? That's we are searching for, is more peace of mind. It's more of an ecstatic and relaxing life, and more calm and relaxed and less stress. What is implemented by society to make you a work slave. Stress, you are addicted to stress because your parents were also stressful. So you don't know how to live other than have a no stress and relaxing life because you have wrong examples. Your teachers were stressed. The big family in your surroundings were all stressed. So you don't know what kind of state you can reach. You don't know what kind of relaxation you can have in your life. Maybe on holiday. Maybe on holiday you're a little bit peace of mind. You're kind of relaxed. Only holiday, some hours, and then you make your planning already. Then you're stressed about supermarket and driving from entertainment to entertainment. So a lot of people, no, holiday is also very stressful, right? Can be very stressful. So the most people living in stressful areas, so Buddha was escaping to the forest to renounce the world, to reject the world and come more by peace and enjoy more the ecstatic feelings in himself. So that's also one of the key lessons in Buddha's teachings, is that you have to become more at ease first. To dump stress out of your life as much as possible. You have to become first in a relaxing state. If you become more in a relaxing state, then gaps will arising in your energetic system for holy, godly, ecstatic spirits in your body and in your energetic system. So first of all is come more in a relaxing state through meditation, from walks in the nature, alone, not constantly searching for groups and chattering around. That's your escapism, right? You have to become more alone first. Alone is the path. To become alone and to become more relaxed and be confrontating with yourself. Confrontating with yourself first. You have to become a mirror for yourself. If you not become a mirror for yourself, you cannot grow in your individuality. You cannot grow in your energetic system. You cannot grow in your personal development if you're not be confrontating with yourself, if you're for a long time alone. If you don't have your spiritual coaches or teachers, you don't reach higher states of ecstatic spiritual happiness. So that's also an important teaching of Buddha, is to go on the path alone. Escape alone out of the hunter's nest. We talk about that later. Spirituality is an escapism out of the average age of humankind of 14. Humankind is mentally 14 years old. It's very neurotic minds, hectic minds, greedy minds, jealousy minds, conflicting minds. The average age is 14. And this whole principle of spiritual growth is to escape from 14. Even adults who are 60 or 70 years old are still childish. Childish in their mental system. Childish in their jokes. Childish in their sexual development. This is also a very important lesson in what Buddha's teachings with his 400 women harem, and Krishna with his 3000 women harem, is Cleopatra with her more men, is that you can escape only to higher spiritual levels if you also are sexual fulfilled. If you have your sexual diversity experiences to know people's minds and body. So know bodies, feel bodies. You become much more sensitive. And to come there, of course, there is a social development before your sexual development. So those the one who are sexual successful in their lives are also mostly very social, acceptable, and have also their social development. So it's very important to understand the mechanisms about social development and personal development and sexual development to go higher in your spiritual development. There are always pre-phases for spiritual growth. You have to go through all those phases in your life. Your happy, fulfilled career phase, your family phase, your social phase, your partying phase, your sexual phase, and then meditations are kicking in. The sexual phase is the pre-phase to meditation, to search for higher goals in your life, to transfer the sexual energy into more spiritual, higher energies. So that's also what you can learn from the life of Buddha, is the sexual development. He was an adult. He was hot. He was warm inside. He was warm, ecstatic, loaded. So he was sexual adult on a young age. And there is a deep connected link between people who have more diversity in their lives. They're not only smarter, but they are also more adult and have more feelings what's going on by others. So you can learn others through sex, through touchings. You can know what's going on in another body if you taste it. So people who are more diverse, sexual orientated, have more feelings and have more social capabilities, are more social capable than the average monogam guy or women. They stay the same and the same, and didn't have that development of knowing people from a deeper energetic level. He was 30 years old when he escaped his palace. Buddha was in the race, or not in the race, he became an emperor. His father did everything to make that happen. He had a very luxurious and stress-free life. And stress-free life. He was really enjoyed in his life until he was 30 years old. And when the time was coming, he escaped from the world. He renounced the world. His energetic system was not made or didn't want to rule the area where Buddha was raising up. He declined all the toxicity of society, all the toxic relationships, all the conflicts, fights, arguing is transferred fights in verbal aspects. All those worldly, imprinted, toxic, loaded behavioral patterns he declined, he renounced. That's very interesting, right? So, escape the nest. He was escaping the nest, especially on the right age. The right age before 30 years old. Extremely the right age that you can really grow in your spirituality. It was perfect on time. Perfect on time, he escaped the nest. He escaped the toxicity of society, the destructiveness, the mental age of 14. He escaped from the mental ages of 14 to grow higher and higher in his personal development. And he was an extraordinary child. He was extremely smart and extremely sharp. He taught from a high information density. So he can tell things very sharp and shortly with enormous depth. Enormous depth talk. Very to the point. Very one pointedness. And that's what I want to talk with you about, his history of an archer. He was an archer. He was shooting on trees with his archer. So he was doing poof, middle in the rows. And it has something spiritual. Fighting, arching, one-pointedness is that you be completely aware of your chakras, of your 7 chakras, with everything what you're doing. And the preface of that mechanism is a kind of extreme sports, of concentrating sports, where you learn to be one-pointed, to have a one-pointed mind. So if you can do that in the outside world, you can use that mechanism also for the inner world. So you see by Buddha that the warrior instinct, and also he was coming from a warrior clan. So he was a warrior, and a warrior knows only yes or no. He knows life or death. His mind is very simple. Only yes or no. No complex mind there. No complexity there. It's yes or no. It's shooting in the rows or not. He was very tender, very sensitive and intelligent, high-gifted person. Interesting factors for spiritual growth and to become more adult and to become higher and higher in your spiritual levels, in your happiness levels. He wrote a book, the Dhammapada. These are the wise lessons of Buddha, the path of truth. The highest goal of life is self-realization. Self-realization is the opening of the Amrita Nadi line is the opening of the 7 chakras, of the 7 centers. Self-realization is free. Moksha is free from all separatedness. And that's what people are feeling, right? They are far away from themselves. They have identity crises. They don't know who they are. All the society have given them false images and false hopes and false images. So you don't know who you are. You have an identity crisis. And because you have an identity crisis, you are going to search. You are going to search for higher spiritual goals in life. So, all those society conditionings, all those mess, all those disturbed false conditionings, you have to put that out of your mind. With meditation, you can put that out of your mind. And then you become free. Free from separatedness. Free, moksha, free. Nirvana. You reach nirvana is in high radiance. High radiance, and the ego is nowhere. You gave up the ego and the ego shelter. Giving up the ego. Giving up the ego shelter mechanism. Giving up the distorted self-defense mechanisms of rejecting others, pushing away others, and using manipulation to put people on distance. We have huge shells protecting mechanisms. We have huge protecting mechanisms around us. So we are not completely open. We are not vulnerable. We are still closed. We are very, very closed. Only through meditation and contemplation you can go higher and higher and open yourself up. Otherwise it is false. You're talking to yourself that you are such an open personality, but it's fake. You pretend to be open. Unless you go deeper in meditation, you will reach that beautiful openness, that beautiful sensitivity. So moksha is free from separatedness, is to becoming one, then that's lead to nirvana, to the ultimate dimension, a new dimension. When you're open to your 7 chakras, your consciousness storehouses, Buddha calls it the wheels of consciousness, the wheels of consciousness, the storehouses of consciousness. Then you create a new dimension. Your dimension is so different than the dimension, your reality, where you was in. Everything seems softer. Everything seems more peaceful in your surroundings. The reactions of the outside world are becoming more and more positive. Your radiance is higher and higher. The people in the surroundings feel your calm and relaxed attitude, your vibe, and they want to be with you. They want to enjoy you. You will be an likable person. You are different than all those girls and guys. You will be different. You are not crowd anymore. All the people and guys are the same. They're all the same, they seem the same, they thinking the same. They're all the same. You are not anymore part of that. You step out of the neurotic crowds, the neurotic dimensions of society dimension. So there's society reality and there is absolute reality. That's something very, very different. Absolute reality is out of time, out of space. The time flies, flies and flies. The time seems faster and faster. I'm more ecstatic, I'm more happiness, I'm more the time flies. The time doesn't exist anymore. Out of time, out of space. I live here, but I also don't live here. I live in a dream. I live in a consciousness dream. So I am not here anymore. I am already somewhere else. That's important. Spirituality is full of paradoxes. You're in the world extremely. I am through the persons and people, and I see so many extremely social. But you're also extremely somewhere else. So I am also somewhere else already. I am already somewhere where it is very warm and nice and peaceful. So I am already somewhere else. That's nirvana. There is no goal anymore. There is no need to go somewhere anymore. The only need there is to be connected to your 7 centers. That's the only experienced. That's your experience. From time to time, is that your experience? That is your goal. That is your goal all the time. Your goal not in the future, but every moment. Every moment from moment, the goal is there. And if you are connected with your 7 powerhouses, the 7 chakras in your body, then you get also another kind of speech. Your speech become more grounded, your speech become more sensory, your listening skills become excellent, attentive. And that is also Buddha's right speech. How you listen, how you talk. People talk, and there is no depth. There is no groundedness. There is no information. People talk and talk and talk with actually saying nothing. There is no depth. There is no meaningfulness. So if you are connected, your words become a diamond. Your words become powerful, meaningful, calm. Society is teaching you arguing constantly, shouting, angriness. Spirituality is beyond society. It's a totally other frequency and level where you are in. Totally other reality, totally other frequency. The right speech. Talk from experiences. The right speech. Talk only if you have experienced something and you want to tell it from your own experiences. Grounded in your experience, not borrowed from someone else. And don't talk about others. Gossiping. Be helpful. Be beneficial. Talking and bring also a conclusion. How more unconsciousness you are, how less you become to a conclusion. So if I listen to people who are unconsciousness, they stay talking and I think, where is your conclusion, guy? What you want to say? What you want to say? Your mind is rubbish. Your mind is as a dustbin. Your mind is crazy. Civilized crazy. Unnatural shaped. You are unnatural shaped. And there all the mental, physical shit is coming from. Your mind is unnatural shaped. One-pointed mind and concentration on your line, that will reach joy. That is will reach joy and to break the ego shell. Break the ego shell. Break the ego shell. You have to break the ego shell. Otherwise, you don't live your life. You're only waiting for that. So many people I see walking on the street and they walk as walking deads. They're fear grabbing stuff in all the stores, obsessive, stressed looking, searching for entertainment all the time. People are living deadly and immense unhappy lives in their career, in their love lives, in their healthy lives, in their mental lives. They live horrible lives in a prison. They're stuck. And they don't know. They don't know that they are living in a slavery prison. And that is horrible to see. Sometimes people don't know in what kind of other dimension you can live because they don't know. So break the fear ego shell. Break the free ego shell. The fear shell. I want to go to the 4 dhyanas, and dhyanas are the stages of personal growth, spiritual growth. And the first stage is that you have divided and diffuse and a lot of thoughts. Your mind is full of rubbish, and it's diffuse and divided. So you have your mind is everywhere. Your mind is by what should I do? The planning, watching TV, or ironing, or I have to clean the house, or I have to do this or that. And your mind is going back to your past, or it's going to the future, what you want to do. So your mind is a diffuse and divided mechanism. That is the start. It's a dwale. You're walking around and you're constantly in your head. And the most important thing here is that you are afraid for life. So you walk away from life, from real life, to stay in your head all the time. It's safe, right? The only thing what is safe is your head, is your rational mind. Other thing is that you're very outside responsive. So if you're constantly your mind, you're also constantly responsive to the outside world. The outside world has a lot of impact on you. You can be easily ashamed. You can be easily affected from outside reactions. What people thinking of you. What should they think about me today? I look so bad. We all know this self-talks, this destructive self-talks. So, how less ego, how less shame, how less guilty feelings, how more life. So, dissolving the ego on long term, you will be less ashamed. You will be living your life without guilty feelings or destructive society imprinted belief systems. You follow your own way. You follow your own path. So spirituality is a reversed mechanism from society. So you're going astray and paradoxical from society. It is diametral. There are only a few who do 2 or 3 hours meditation per day. So if you're doing 2 or 3 hours meditation per day, you become clear and sharp, and your energetic system become totally different than the rest. So it's a diametral movement of society, of crowd who are addicted to alcohol, drugs, smoking, non-meditative lives, stuck lives, prison lives, relationship, work, etc. Right? I talk about that. Or you go diametral of society. So you become ultimate and centrifugal force. Buddha was saying that. And a centrifugal force, and that's the center force of the Hydrada and the three arts on the row and the crown and the third eye and the palm chakras. That's the centrifugal force. So you become more the center, and you cannot be broken by sensory attraction and emotional response. That's important. It cannot be disturbed by sensory attraction. So if someone hit me, then I stayed there by the center. And if someone hurting me with comments, I can easily let it go. And you can let it go on a physical plane, but you can also let it go on a physical and an emotional and a mentally plane, body plane. So you're very easy to let things go. Rejections, or people have nasty comments about you. In your line, you can dissolve everything. So you can dissolve everything, and you can let things easily go. And if you can let things go, then it is also very, very relaxing, but it saves so much energy. If you can let things go, it is as a clean house where you throw all the dustbins and poop and smash away. So in your energetic system you can lose things. You can throw it away. Too much garbage there by people. So it saves energy, and therefore you are more refreshed and you can do more things. You can do more things in life if you are refreshed every time, every day. So Buddha was telling here about the centrifugal force. You become more powerful to your environment and not depending on your environment. So you become more an influencer. You become more a powerful force to the outside world instead of depending and searching around. And your connection with the deeper is deeper, you become more grounded, and you create deeper insights, deeper wisdoms, and costs on the beginning a lot of energy to pull away from the crowd. But slowly it delivers more energy. It's easy to swim with the crowd to one direction, right? To have a stressful life, to have horrible relationships, to do things you don't really want in your life, to complain every time. It's very easy to swim in that direction. But if you go into another direction, then you maybe lose friends. So we don't change. We stay the same with our old friends who don't grow, who don't go for this path. We always talk about change. We want to change so much, but there are only a few persons on the world who really change, who really have the power to be consistent there and to have also the power to drop destructiveness down in your environment. Only a few in the world are becoming more and more connected. Very few have the consistency of long-term meditation and long-term growth. The third dhyana, the first was the heady mind, the second was the centrifugal force, the third one is body, is the glimpse. You feel the glimpse in your body arising, the flood of joy. And that's taken off your old ego personality. Your old ego personality will dissolve. So you're shaped by society, by your parents, by all your work and school systems. So you think you know who you are, but you don't know who you are. You are actually nothing. You are nothing and all. You are first empty and then full. First you're empty. First there's chaos. First chaos in your life, and then there is a new birth. There's a new birth in your inner system. So your second life is a life without your first personality. So your first personality is away, is gone. Your ego-proven system, the conflicts and the strife, the war constantly with yourself and the war with the outside world, and show off how much money you earn and how higher grades you have. So you change. Slowly and slowly you change. And you become another person. Jumping the chakras. So Bodhi is the third jhana, is jumping the chakras. The fourth jhana is reborn, is no ego, 7 chakras. So first the small glimpses. First the small glimpses, and then the total glimpses of the 7 storehouses. The 7 storehouses of consciousness. And what Buddha there saying is very interesting. He talks about jumping the chakras. So I can jump from chakra to chakra. but ultimate form, you want to hold the 7 chakras in one. So you can play with it. It's like football, right? It's like football. It's higher football. So jumping the chakras from one and the other and feel your chakras. Jumping to hold this line. And the awareness of unity. You're now united with yourself. You're united with yourself. You're not separate anymore. You're not lost anymore. You're unbroken. You are healed. You are healed from your past traumatic wounds. You are healed. You are healed from post-traumatic experiences. You are healed. Your awareness, your inner awareness is your higher and higher healing force. That's what a lot of people can buy, that kind of height. They're staying stuck in the Western psychological way of thinking, of talking and rationalization, but didn't discover the powerful healing force of awareness and consciousness. So they're staying sick, right? They're staying on their pills. They have years and years of psychological support with no sense, with no long-term helping for duration. So that's what Jesus was saying, right? People are blind. So how you can expect that the blind is going to help the blind? The blind cannot heal the blind. Little by little we change ourselves. It's earned enlightenment. You have to earn it. Little by little, day by day, you will change yourself and the world in your surroundings. Change is consistency. Change is a long-term path. Emptiness. First emptiness and then full. I am confident with the highest of confidence. The chakra line is the highest of confidence. So that's religion are about. Religion is chakra line. So that is also your confidence. Your confidence is connected with that line. A higher consciousness, a more freedom of illness, absence of fear, peace of mind, untouched by age, unaffected by death, freedom from compulsions, and being full. So confidence is related to the chakra line. The more confident you are More mostly it is fake, confident, based on ego. That's false confident. The highest form of self-esteem is chakra awakenings. It's the highest form of confidence. There's no other highest form of confidence than chakra awakenings. So you have to earn it. People are thinking they are enlightened in some months or something. It's years of hard work to be an archer. Buddha says that it is a fight with yourself. It's an inner war with yourself. Inner war. Inner war on your own battlefield. So not the outside battlefield. There is some attraction there because you're living in the now. You live intensely, intense as a soldier. You have some group dynamics, you have brothers in arms, right? It's fake. It's all distraction from your inner war. You have to fight for your inner war instead of outside wars. So it's fake. It's not needed. It's a second step in your spiritual development to go to war. You have to go to inner war. Inner war is much more important and fulfilling than outside wars. As an archer aims an arrow, the wise aim their restless thoughts. Hard to aim, hard to restrain, so be more one-pointed to inside. Life and death, right? A warrior is life and death, and you choose life, right? You don't choose death. You don't choose for the walking deads. You choose for the walking living persons, right? I want to go with you to the 7 fields of enlightenment. Buddha was writing down the 7 fields of enlightenment to reach Dharma. Dharma is the spiritual flow in your body. Dharma is the spiritual stream in your body. Dharma. 7 fields of enlightenment to reach Dharma. 1 is mindfulness. Stand up with meditation, do night meditation. The 2nd is vigor, is power. You need power to reach it. You need power to break down your own conditionings. And the 3rd one is joy. You have to experience joy in doing it. You can do it very fanatic, but you can enjoy your meditations. Enjoy it fullest. Not from a rational mind, from I have to do it, or I have to shoot that football in the goal. It's other kind of experience. You can experience your own depth. You can experience your own chakra lights. And do it with serenity, with calm. So mindfulness, figure, power, male, joy, serenity is more female. So here you see also the balance between male and female. Concentration. Concentrate on a relaxing way. Not the focused way, the Western mentality way, but the calm and relaxed way of concentration. And equanimity. Equanimity is that you, in a certain moment, you see persons through their ego constructs, social ego constructs from positions. So, in a certain moment, you have respect for the personality of a person. If he is cleaner or whatever, is a bank director, it doesn't matter. You gotta look to the personality of the person, what kind of position the person have or has. And that's what you grow up with, right? With some ego, hierarchy, society conditionings from, oh God, he is member of the parliament, or he is high in position by a kind of company, or he is rich, or wow, I have to praise him, he's an example, and I kneel for him or her. We grow up in hierarchy constructs, and if you see you going higher in spirituality, you don't give a fuck anymore about that kind of positions of people. You don't have respect for them because you have only respect to the highest, and you have respect to the beautiful personality of some kind of person. When I see that cleaners have mostly much more beautiful personalities than some people who are working their ass off in big companies. They're much more ego formed. So you go watching through that filter of society, of positions. You go through that, right? So that's equanimity. So we have mindfulness, vigor, joy, serenity, concentration, equanimity, and then the penetration of Dharma. Then the Dharma is kicking in your system. The beautiful, blissful Dharma is kicking in your system, your 7 chakras, and the crown and the third eye and the palms and the 3 hearts on the row are kicking in as hell. Your full awakeness, fully awake. You're fully awake. And you become a non-returner. You coming not back on this earth. You deserve a better place later. You evolved out of this 14 years old world with wars and conflicts and arguing. You escaped from this world. You're going to higher worlds. You becoming an anagan. That's a never returner. Buddha say you become a never returner. You're never born again. Not in this frequency, not in this world anymore, because you follow the phases, right? I talk with you about the different phases of life. And this is the last phase, your last task here on world, to become enlightened and reach higher phases. And then a new world is waiting for you somewhere else. You deserve it, you deserve it. You earned it. All those phases, the rational phase, the suffering phase in your life. The family phase, school phase, family phase. All those phases in your life, you discover and you go higher. Earned enlightenment, and you're never born again here in this world. No way. You deserve a better place. You're a highly evolutionary guy or girl. You are a highly evolutionary woman or man. You deserve a better place. You reach absolute reality. And you stepped out of conventional reality. Another reality is waiting for you. So that's also what Buddha is writing in his texts and the verses, is escape the hunter's nest. And It's actually the same what Jesus was saying. Escape the nest going astray. Escape from the 14 years old dynamics. Of all those funny so-called jokes of people telling each other. Childish behavioral patterns. So escape from 14 years old, right? Those few who have glimpses, it is compared by the Buddha to the fortunate birds who escape the hunter's nest, right? So Buddha also like talking about going astray and escape the nest. Escaping the nest to go alone and reach higher spiritual grades, to put the 14 years old destruction out of your life. And then you can get a body of intense joy. Intense joy. Intense joy. Like birds that free themselves from the net, only a few find their way to heaven. Only a few find the way to heaven, to escape out of this society, free of all conditionings. Free of all conditionings. You have to set yourself free of all the false and natural conditionings what were implemented in your life. Kill mother's lust and father's self-will. Also, Buddha was even as Jesus talking about the parental conditioning. So mother always wants to carry for you its inner system, and that's okay for a kind of age. But at a certain moment you have to stand up for yourself and to care for yourself, to become emotional wise and financial wise and independent person. So kill mother's lust and father's self-will. The self-will of your father to become as him. You see that a lot, right? Your father is an accountant, so you have to become an accountant too. Or there is some pressure there, right? So kill mother's lust and kill father's self-will. So that's also what Osho was saying and Buddha was saying, is that you have to step out of parental conditionings because your parents didn't make you enlightened. Otherwise you were not here and not watch my videos. Your parents didn't do that. Otherwise there were already an energetic transmission there. Your parents don't know. Your parents don't know. They don't know anything. Believe me. So step out. And you become a spiritual elite. And you're giving up every kind of worldly ambition. So no ambition. Only experience and enjoy what you are doing. So out of worldly ambition. And how higher I talk about you earlier, you go out of time and space. There's no time, there's experience time. Out of space, and you become a hallowed presence. Hallowed present, hallow an aura of awakening around you. And your body becomes a teaching. And that's an interesting part, is that your body becomes a teaching as itself. Not what you're saying or what you're teaching or your theories. Your body itself becomes a teaching. Your body is the energetic way of transforming. So your body becomes your teaching. Your body itself is love and peace, is stable. It will inspire people in your surroundings. It will affect people. Your body is enough to heal. Your body is enough to see what you can reach with your system. Remember the middle, little by little, day by day. Little by little, day by day, you will transfer your own life. First the chaotic state to create a new birth. First suffering, you have to suffer a lot. If you don't suffer a lot in your life, you never come by a life coach. You never come by a spiritual life coach. Those the one who suffers the most reach the kingdom of heaven, Jesus Christ. So, because of your suffering, you go searching for development. So I want to become extremely happy. That was my goal. My goal was, I want to become extremely happy. Because I was suffering so much. I was suffering so much. And then you go searching. So if you're very bad in something, you go searching and searching. And you can grow. You're a fanatic to grow. So that's what Jesus was saying there, right? Those the one who suffers the most reach the kingdom of heaven. So I want to read something from the book of Osho. He was also writing something about Buddha. And he was writing here that energy started rising higher and higher and higher. That energy was reaching peaks. And then the energy rushed and touched the Sahasrara, the crown chakra. The seventh chakra, it came to the ultimate. Suddenly there was a flowering. Buddha became a lotus flower. So ultimate is the constantly awareness of the crown chakra, of the Sahasrara. Constantly be aware of the Sahasrara. Then you become a lotus flower. Then you become really aware with yourself. Then you're really ecstatic and really wonderful, calm and relaxed person with peace of mind. Power is bala. Surrender is power, is divine power. That's really power. So if you open the Saraswar and you are constantly there, that's amazing, and it's real power. It's bala. That is real confidence. That's real power. There's no higher power than that kind of power. So if you have the inner discipline to step out and from the outer domination, very interesting, the outer domination of society, of the state, also important to not to be dependent on the state constantly, right? There's also a kind of outer domination, or there's a kind of dependent situation of the masses, of the civilization, of the culture, etc. So, out of domination of civilization, out of domination of culture, out of domination of the state, out of domination of the crowd, and out of domination of society. Once you are free from the outer domination, then Buddha starts destroying your inner discipline too. That's why I call him the greatest anarchist ever. He has destroyed your ego, your little ego there have been people who have taught that no outside rule should exist. But Buddha is alone in teaching that even the inside rule is form and slavery of subtle slavery. So also there is to break the outside out of outer domination and then out of inner domination. So reaching enlightenment and higher stages is a lot of work. It's a lot of work to do. And in his discipline away. The inside rule is the form of slavery, and subtle slavery. You're still slaved, right? You're still slaved in your slave conditioning. No discipline is his discipline. And when a person is absolutely without any discipline, then there's a beauty because there is freedom. The freedom to strive constantly for something. Then one acts spontaneously, not according to any rule imposed by others of society. They choose from themselves, right? They choose from themselves. And that's what I want to teach you guys, is that you choose for yourself and what you really want in life, what you really want to discover in life. So choose for yourself, not what other people are saying to you or what other people are telling to you. So thank you for watching my seminar about Buddha, Gautam Buddha, with all his lessons about spirituality and personal growth. Thank you for watching this video, and I wish you a wonderful day. Hi.